Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million.
Hi guys, welcome to Self Made. It's your host, the one knowing Nash.
And you don't know it's a key.
Today we just have the two of us. Andres is dealing with some family event,
He's on
so
he's on paternity leave.
so it's just gonna be us two for today. Um, the topic that we'll be discussing today is how does one balance their own needs and desires with with their with their partner. So, Akeem, would you wanna start off?
Well, first and
Like
foremost,
what do you like in terms of like a desire and needs, like what's the difference? Let's start with that.
wait, tell it again.
Like what's the difference between desires and needs? Like a need, is it like, would you say that a desire is like a want, or
Yeah,
like how would you define that?
okay. So desire, like things like is something like you like to experience, but they're not like essentials. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah, yeah, I understand.
And needs on the other hand, basically it's essential for me to be in this.
Mm-hmm.
For example, support.
Mm-hmm.
Without that, this can't work, kind of.
So like how it like in so how would you balance that, like how would you balance like your needs versus your desires? So
Well,
like would
I
you
think that we could
would you
start
put
by,
um would you put like your desires, like your true desires first over like what you actually need, which is like um I don't know, I wouldn't say materialistic, but like, you know, physically or mentally, like would you put that above, would you put your desires above that?
well, I believe some needs are self-spoken,
Mm-hmm.
like it's like it's obvious, but I would say that you can like the best way to start is like to be honest and open, to have honest and open conversation.
Yeah.
You know, if you have open and honest conversation about your needs and that and desire, you know, so that your partner you could understand and you also can listen to their needs and desires so you can also understand.
Yeah, I understand that. For me, um, it's it all depends on like in the relationship that you're in, right? Or situationship, depending on what it is that you have, right? But in the relationship aspect of it, like there are a lot of needs that you both have that you've discussed, but there's some of the times where like your needs aren't satisfied and you go for like things that you desire, such as like that affection or going out with someone, like, you know? So
Hmm.
instead of you feeling that from your partner, you're gonna get it somewhere else because it's a desire, and like you want it now, and that's what you not necessarily crave, but that's what you're wanting in that moment or for however long, right? And even though like you talk to your partner about it, there's only so much that they can do versus what someone else can do. So that leads you into temptation or
So are
to
you
do
saying that they are
it.
refusing to, or they're just not in a position to?
It can be either or. So like they can either be in the position not to do it, or they just don't want to do it at this point in time because either A, they're uncomfortable with it, or they're just caught up with what they're going through right now. But
So would the outcome be different?
the outcome would be different, yes, because that leads you to doing not what you and your partner discuss, like having like a compromise and a balance. You kind of like tip the scale in just your favor, where you kind of be more selfish towards yourself
Hmm.
versus thinking about how your partner would feel if you went and got whatever you wanted somewhere else, right?
Mm.
But at the same time, it's like it was a need at the time, but it turned into a desire. But then it shouldn't really be a desire, because if it's something that you needed in that point in time and it was discussed, you shouldn't have to turn it into a desire where you need to have it now. That means that you don't respect your partner, as well as you're kind of just being greedy, and you're kind of not getting what you want, so you're being not necessarily disrespectful, but you're being childish in that sense
Right.
because you want it now. And if you don't get it now, then you're going to do something else so that you can get that attention from somewhere else. Like that want versus the need, because you want it now, because that's a desire. It's like what you really want versus what you really need. So yeah, it all goes hand in hand, but if you are having those type of feelings and emotions with your partner, you should try your best to discuss it, and like it's not gonna be the first time you talk to your partner they're gonna get it, not the second time. You're gonna have to, keep talking about it so that they understand how you truly feel and where everything is, because lack of
But
communication can turn into a lot of things.
how would you start that conversation?
See, that's the thing. The conversation can be, you can start it off well, but then it turns into something else. So you never really
Mm.
get to say what you need to really say, because it can be taken differently. Because you may be expressing like what you need from them, but it comes off as a want, what you want them to do, instead of like what I need you to do. So wordplay is a really like um what's it
Important.
called? Yeah, like when the time is right, and with the wordplay of like how you kind of express yourself, because it's all about like how you say what you want to say, because if it comes off rude, then it's going to be rude, but you don't intend for it to be rude. It's just the way the words that you use,
Hmm.
they're powerful, but they still hurt. Words
Yeah,
hurt more than the action.
I hear you.
mm, my
Then
bad,
I
that was a
will add.
mouthful.
Hmm?
My bad, that was a mouthful. My bad.
Oh, but
uh,
it's all good. Well, another one I was looking into was compromise.
mm,
Like to keep a balance, it has to go both ways. Compromise, one person compromise on
mm,
this end, and then the other end, it's reverse to keep a balance. Not only one person compromising where it's one sided.
mm. Because a compromise is usually one-sided versus it being like, equally balanced. It's kind of
Yeah,
like,
basically,
okay, yeah.
like like basically willing to make a sacrifice for your partner, and expecting the same in return,
hmm
basically.
yeah. So it's it goes hand in hand. It's just like you said, compromise as well as communication, as well as using like having like being able to take constructive criticism depending on what it is that's being discussed. Because not I'm not saying that you're supposed to be wrong or right all the time, but just listen to what needs to be said and then go from there. But
Absolutely.
yeah, did you wanna say anything else to
Nah.
end it? No? Okay. Well, I kinda just basically ended it, I guess. um Thank you guys for tuning in. Um don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on our Instagram. Listen to our episodes and past and current episodes on Spotify, and we will hopefully have Andres on the next episode. For today, this has been your host, the one Noy Nash.
No, it's a key.
I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.